Hello students, today we have to see Business Statistics Paper 3 TY BCom students. The name of the topic is Statistical Quality Control. Today we have to see Process Capability Study. Process Capability Study. Meaning of Process Capability. Process capability compares the output of an in-control process to the specification limits by using capability indices. The comparison is made by forming the ratio of the spread between the process specification, that is the specification width, to the spread of the process values as measured by 6 sigma process standard deviation in units. That is nothing but the process width. The main function of the capability analysis is to determine how good the measurements are when compared to the specifications. Indices for process capability. It is often required to compare the output of a stable process with the process specifications and make a statement about how good the process meets specification. To do this, we compare the natural variability of a stable process with the process specification limits. A capable process is one where almost all the measurements fall inside the specification limits. This can be shown by the diagram given below. See, this is the diagram. We have lower specification limit, upper specification limit. Actual process spread is given by this normal curve, and allowable process spread is given by difference between lower specification limit and upper specification limit. So a process capability index uses both the process variability and the process specifications whether the process is capable. There are several indices that can be used to measure the capability of a process, such as CP, CPK. The CP and CPK indices assume that the population of process data values is normally distributed. Assuming a two-sided specification, if mu x and sigma x are the process mean and process standard deviation respectively of the normal data, and USL and LSL are the upper and lower specification limits respectively, then the process capability indices are defined as follows. Capability index CP. CP is given by upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 sigma x, which is equal to tolerance divided by 6 sigma x. And capability performance index is nothing but CPK, which is defined as minimum of upper specification limit minus mu x upon 3 sigma x, comma, mu x minus lower sigma limit divided by 3 sigma x. So CP is nothing but upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 sigma x, or tolerance upon 6 sigma x, which is nothing but upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 sigma x. CPK is equal to minimum of upper specification limit minus mu x cap divided by 3 sigma x cap, comma, mu x cap minus lower specification limit divided by 3 sigma x cap, which is nothing but minimum of upper specification limit minus 6 bar divided by 3 into standard deviation, comma, x bar minus lower specification limit divided by 3 into standard deviation. CP estimates what the process would be capable of producing if the process could be centered. The minimum acceptable value of CP is considered to be 1. CPK estimates what the process is capable of producing if the process target is centered between the specification limits. If the process mean is not centered, CPK cap overestimates process capability. CPK cap less than 1 if the process mean falls outside the specification limits. Commonly, CPK cap should be greater than or equal to 1 for the process capability to be considered acceptable. See the example. For certain process, the upper specification limit USL is 20 and the lower specification limit LSL is 8. The observed process average X bar is equal to 16 and the standard deviation S is equal to 2. Obtain CP and CPK, estimated value of CP and estimated value of CPK. So we know that CP formulas for CP is upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 into sigma x, which is equal to 20 minus 8 divided by 6 into 2. That is equal to 12 upon 12, which can be considered as 1. And CPK cap is calculated as minimum of upper specification limit minus x double bar divided by 3 sigma x cap in comma x double bar minus lower specification limit divided by 3 sigma x cap. So which is equal to minimum 20 minus 16 upon 3 into 2 comma 16 minus 8 divided by 3 into 2, which can be considered as minimum of 4 upon 6 comma 8 upon 6, which is equal to minimum of 0.66667 comma 1.3333. So minimum of these values is 0.6667. See the next example. Following results are obtained from an in-control process for which the specification limits were lower specification limit is equal to 1.48, upper specification limit is equal to 1.52. Number of subgroups is equal to 20. Subgroup size is 5. X double bar is equal to 1.4995. R bar is equal to 0.0107. Compute process capability indices CP and CPK and comment on the results. See the solution. It is clear from the given information that process mean mu and process standard deviation sigma are not known. Thus, we estimate them as if mu and sigma are unknown, then the corresponding estimates are mu cap is equal to x double bar and sigma cap is equal to r bar upon d2. Therefore, mu cap is equal to x double bar which is nothing but 1.4995 and sigma cap can be calculated as r bar upon d2. d2 value we can get from the statistical table based on the sample size. In this case, sample size is 5. So d2 value is 2.326. So sigma cap is estimated as 0.0107 divided by 2.326, which is equal to 0.0046 it should be. So CP is equal to upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 sigma cap, which is equal to 1.52 minus 1.48 divided by 6 into 0.0049. So which is equal to 0.04 divided by 0.0276, which can be considered as 1.44275. The value of CP is greater than 1. Thus, the process has acceptable capability. CPK can be calculated as minimum of upper specification limit minus mu cap upon 3 sigma cap, comma mu cap minus lower specification limit divided by 3 sigma cap, which is equal to minimum of 1.52 minus 1.4995 divided by 3 into 0.0046, comma 1.4995 minus 1.48 divided by 3 into 0.0046. So which is nothing but minimum of 1.4855 and 1.4130. So amongst these two values, the minimum value is 1.4130. So CPK is nothing but 1.4130. The value of CPK is greater than 1. Hence, it also shows that process is performing according to the required specification. See the definition of specification limits. In any manufacturing process, it is not possible to produce the articles of exactly same quality. In other words, the variation in the quality is inevitable. Hence, design engineer specifies the dimensions which the manufactured product must conform so as to have acceptability of the product. These limits are called as specification limits and are given for individual items. In specification limits, they specify the basic value and permissible variation. Next definition is natural tolerance limits. If mu and sigma are the process average and process standard deviation respectively, then the limits mu plus minus 3 sigma are called as natural tolerance limits. The probability of an observation lying outside these limits is 0.0027, which is very small. The width 6 sigma, which is the inherent variability of the process, is given a specific name, natural tolerance. So, which is equal to minimum of 1.403042, 2.28917444. So, minimum of these two values is 1.403042, which is greater than 1. Therefore, this is a good process. Next example. The process mean is 50 with a standard deviation of 2. The specification limits are lower specification limit is equal to 45 and upper specification limit is equal to 55. Compute CP and comment on the process capability. So we know that CP formula is given by upper specification limit minus lower specification limit divided by 6 sigma cap, which can be written as 55 minus 45 divided by 6 into 2, which is equal to 10 upon 12. If we calculate this value is 0.8333, which is less than 0. Therefore, it is not a good process. See some important definitions in statistical quality control. Statistical quality control is one of the applications of statistics mainly used in industries. See the definition of quality. Quality of product is always defined in terms of required measurements or desired dimensions of a characteristic of a product. It may be defined as fitness for a desired purpose or degree to which it fulfills the specified measurements. That is, quality of a product is nothing but degree of perfection. For example, specified diameter of a wire. In any manufacturing process, it is not possible to produce goods of exactly same quality. There are always some variation in quality of the product. Sometimes due to change in raw material, due to wear and tear of machines, there is variability in quality. Along with these variations which are natural in process are always present. They are called inherent variability of a product. Therefore, no two objects are exactly alike, though difference between them may not be detected by naked eyes or may be negligible, but still it needs to be considered. Therefore, standards of desired dimensions are generally specified in terms of intervals and not as single figure. Since some variation is beyond the bound to occur, our attempt is to control this variation within certain interval, because if there is large variation in items produced, they may get rejected. This is called as quality control. The statistical quality control is to find effective solution to these problems based on statistical techniques. In statistical quality control, various statistical techniques are developed to control the quality of the product in continuous flow of production. In statistical terms, above two types of controls are called as process control and product control. Types of quality measures. We know that quality is a degree to which it fulfills the specified requirements of characteristic of the product. Many characteristics are measurable quantitatively and are called as variables. Some characteristics of products cannot be measured and hence they are expressed as attributes. Causes of variation in the quality. There are two types of causes of variation in the quality. First is chance cause, second is assignable cause. Chance causes variation which results from many minor causes in a random manner. Variation which results from many minor causes in a random manner. This type of variation is allowable and indeed inevitable in manufacturing. There is no way in which it can be completely eliminated. When the variability present in a production process is due to chance variation only, the process is said to be in a state of statistical quality control. Assignable causes. Those variations that may be attributed to special non-random causes. Such variations can be a consequence of several factors such as change in the raw material, a new operation, improper machine settings, etc. Statistical quality control means planned collection and effective use of data for studying causes of variation in quality. The main purpose of SQC is to devise statistical methods for separating chance causes from assignable causes. The elimination of assignable causes brings a process under control. Two types of control charts are there. First, control charts for variables that are named as X bar chart and R chart. Second type of control charts for attributes which are nothing but P chart and C chart. P chart means chart for fraction defectives and C chart means chart for number of defects.